because freedom should be on our minds 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, and all that. Uhuru. I would like to thank the Mayday Coalition for giving us the opportunity to speak today. My name is Mhandisi Gomez. I am a member of the African People's Socialist Party and currently serving as the Northern Regional Representative for the International People's Democratic Uhuru Movement in PDOM. Collectively, all organizations were typically referred to as the Uhuru Movement. First off, there's so many things. It's been a great program today. I wanted to address, a lot of people left, so I'll skip some stuff. To Sister LaQueen that spoke earlier, that was powerful. I will say, the African People's Socialist Party, we have a program called Black Ankh. It's the black version of the Red Cross. It's the international version of truly doing work, healthcare work across the globe, not like what the Red Cross does. Uhuru. So first off, I want to salute my leadership, Chairman Omali Yeshitela, Chairman of the African People's Socialist Party, and the founder and leader of the African nation. Without Chairman Omali Yeshitela's development of the theory of African internationalism and a clear vision for a liberated Africa and African people, programs and institutions such as the Uhuru Furniture, the One Africa, One Nation Marketplace, the Black Power 96 radio station in St. Petersburg, Florida, and various other programs would not exist. I also want to acknowledge the president of IMPEDUM, Dr. Matamela Odom, and the IMPEDUM International Executive Committee for giving leadership to the work that I am engaged in. First off, I also want to say that, when I say African people, it encompasses a lot more than what people typically think. I will say, there's a lot of people that don't recognize that there's no such thing as an African American. You're African. There's no such thing as an Afro-Latino. You're African. If your ancestors were African when they got on the ships in Africa, they were Africans when they got off the ships anywhere else.
Yes.
So you're African.
Yes. Fuck yes.
So, I know we're gathered here today for the International Workers' Day on May Day. And, we're rallying around labor, climate change, and so many other issues. And it should be noted, when we speak about the troubles and the hardships between workers and bosses, we are essentially speaking about the troubles of capitalism.
Yeah.
Capitalism that was founded on the pedestal of colonialism. So let me take a step back. I know a lot of people have heard the phrase, it takes money to make money. The essence of capitalism, by the way, right? Which is the economic system that we're here living under in this country and most of the world. So then I ask you a follow-up question. If it takes money to make money, how was the initial money made? How was that initial money made?
From slavery.
To start the cycle of capitalism. Correct. From slavery. Chairman Omali Yeshitela often breaks down the fact that capitalism is based on a cycle of capital and products, money and products. And like we said, the initial product, African people. It was slavery. It was the pillaging of Africa for the resources, and its main resource was its people. African people were the initial products. African internationalism acknowledges that the main battle needs to be against colonialism, attacking the problem at its root. Attacking colonialism will solve so many of the workers' struggle and other struggles throughout the world. The climate change issue, that'll be solved if you attack colonialism.
That's right.
That is what the African People's Socialist Party has been fighting for over 50 years, to destroy capitalism and carry forward the Black Power revolution of the 1960s. So we are here to talk about workers' rights.
Power to the people.
Saving the planet from climate change, from the climate change disaster, and so many other worldwide struggles. Yet, what happens when you fight for Black Power? They have jailed so many of our leaders and made them political prisoners. They killed King. They killed Malcolm. They killed countless members of the Black Panther Party, essentially killing the Black Revolution of the 1960s. As Chairman Omali Yeshitela explains, the Uhuru movement was created to continue the Black Revolution of the 1960s. And since we know the Uhuru movement is speaking nothing but truth and creating Black power with numerous institutions such as the Black Power Blueprint and gaining so much traction, it is obvious that they are attacking the Uhuru movement. So some of you may have heard, but
I did.
let me just say,
I heard about it.
on July 29, 2022, the U.S. government attacked the African People's Socialist Party with a violent FBI attack on 7 offices and homes of the APSP and Uhuru movement leaders, including the home of Chairman Omali Yeshitela and Deputy Chair Ona Zane Yeshitela in St. Louis, Missouri, the Uhuru houses in St. Petersburg, Florida, the Uhuru Solidarity Center in St. Louis, amongst others. The chairman, the deputy chair, Ona Zane, and others were handcuffed and assault rifles pointed at them. The FBI used flashbang grenades, drones, battering rams, breaking down doors, windows, stealing property, computers, phones, files, archives, and we still haven't got our shit back. We all know that the real basis of the attack, and what that real basis of the attack is. The party was attacked because it has always fought for the liberation of Africa and African people everywhere, and is a global and colonial organization. This happens at a time when the party and the Black Power Blueprint are at new heights of success after 50 years of relentless leadership fighting for African liberation. The FBI made the false, insulting allegations that the chairman and the party were under Russian malign influence in running African electoral candidates in the U.S. and in struggling against U.S. genocide of African people and fighting for reparations. It goes without saying that no African person in the U.S. needs a Russian to tell them the conditions that they're faced with right here. This attack on African people is a continuation of COINTELPRO, the U.S. government's counterinsurgency to try to crush the African liberation movement. So you know what our movement's powerful response is, right? Hands off Uhuru, hands off Africa. Let me hear you say it. Hands off Uhuru, hands off Africa. Hands off Uhuru, hands off Africa. Hands off Uhuru, hands off Africa.
Hands off Uhuru.
Hands off Africa.
Hands off Uhuru.
Hands off Africa. So the handsoffuhuru.org website has documented media coverage and collective scores of solidarity statements from organizations and individuals. However, don't get it confused, we are winning. The FBI's efforts to intimidate the African People's Socialist Party and their supporters has backfired. The APSP continues all its work despite the attacks. Through thousands of donations from supporters, including white people paying reparations, the party was able to successfully complete the Black Community Basketball Court in St. Louis, launch the African Women's Doula program, paint the beautiful murals, maintain the community gardens, the farmers market, and many more projects of the Black Power Blueprint in St. Louis. So here's how you can assist the African People's Socialist Party. First of all, let me say, one of the mass organizations of the African People's Socialist Party, INPEDUM, everyone is welcome to join INPEDUM. Go to INPEDUM.org, that's INPDUM.org. Next, support the African People's Socialist Party Hands Off Uhuru campaign. Go to handsoffuhuru.org. That's handsoffuhuru.org. You can make a donation. You can click on a button that says Take Action. You can sign an emergency response alert to let you know when the FBI takes the next attack against the Uhuru movement. You will also see a link to sign a petition to tell the FBI to keep their filthy hands off of the Uhuru movement.
That's right. Yeah.
The time is now, Boston. Hands off Uhuru, hands off Africa. Libertad en esta vida. Freedom in this lifetime. Uhuru.
Uhuru.
Give it up for Mhandisi, y'all. Woo!
Yeah.